Hi, and thank you for tuning in to the Riley Digital Series. I'm Pamela Claire Wardell, Executive Director here at the Riley Art Center. The purpose of this series is to connect to our community during this time of social distancing and to support the artists and event professionals whose livelihoods are being severely impacted by the cancellation of live events. Support for this series is provided by the Marion Cultural Alliance, Ocala Recreation and Parks, the Riley Art Center Board of Directors, and viewers like you. With each show, we'll be featuring one of our downtown locally owned restaurants that are getting creative to stay within regulations while keeping their customers safe and fed and their staff employed. Today, we're featuring one of my favorite restaurants, La Cuisine French Restaurant. Patrice and Elodie and their team are offering curbside pickup, 50% off most of their bottles of wine, a family-style dinner menu, and you can also purchase La Cuisine gift cards. And you'll know that 25% of each gift card goes back to helping their team during this difficult time. All of this info can be found at the La Cuisine website and on their Facebook. Right now, you can check out RileyArtCenter.com/live for a full list of our digital series performances. Learn about the musicians and the event professionals that are working together right now on this project and find out how you can make a donation that will not only support this program, but will help the Riley Art Center, your performing art center, right here, now, and for the future. And if you're tuning in from far away, welcome to the Riley family. As part of this show, we encourage you to chat on whatever platform you're tuning in on. Ask questions, interact with those watching with you, and above all, enjoy the show. Now please welcome to the Riley Digital stage, Sylvie Choulet.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome. That was Nocien number 1 by the French composer Eric Satie. That is originally a piece for piano solo, but we made it into a guitar piece. We can play actually, fortunately on the guitar, we can play many transcriptions from other instruments, and piano is one of my favorites to transcribe from. That is actually a transcription that belongs to Roland Diens. It's very beautiful. Next, I will be playing one of my own pieces, a little bit of a change in sort of years from the previous one. I'm actually going to have to sit differently for this one. Put the guitar on the right leg so that I can play traditionally how they would do this in Spain. And I'm going to play a little bit of flamenco guitar for you guys. This is called Nueva Vida, which means new life, which I believe is kind of appropriate for this time, these crazy times that we're living in. This is a new kind of life that we're living right now. So hopefully everybody's staying safe and practicing safe social distancing techniques and all of that. Washing your hands. Certainly myself and my wife have been very careful about that, especially playing our instruments all the time. So this next piece is, in flamenco we have multiple styles. This one is an alegrías, which the word for happiness in Spanish is alegría, so it's supposed to sound happy. And it's in 12/8. It's a little bit of a complicated rhythm. Maybe you can hear that underlying rhythm in there. It's 12, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So that's kind of what's at the root of that piece. And so I tried to write in that style, in the alegría style. So you'll see some traditional elements of flamenco and then also some more modern things. This is a piece that I normally play with my trio, the Maharaja Flamenco Trio, but sometimes I do a solo version of it, so I'll do one for you guys today. This is Nueva Vida. Ole, as they would say in Spain. So that was a little alegría for you guys. I hope you enjoyed it. Um, Again, that was called the Nueva Vida. You can find various recordings of that on YouTube and also with my flamenco trio Maharaja. And now it's my great pleasure actually to introduce to the stage my lovely wife, Tanya Moldovan, who is going to be playing some awesome solo violin music. Actually, we're both originally from Romania, and she's going to play actually two Romanian caprices for violin solo, very beautiful pieces. So without further ado, here's Tanya Moldovan. Woo! All right, I'm going to leave the stage.
Hi, everyone. We're so happy to be here with you tonight. Thank you for having us. And we have some great music for you. Hope you're going to enjoy it. I will be performing two caprices by a Romanian composer. His name is Vasile Filip, and he lived at the beginning of the 20th century. A lot of his music is inspired by folklore, therefore these caprices as well. It comes from a collection of 6 of them, and I will be performing 2. Both of them have 2 contrasting sections. One of them is slow, and the other one is fast. And the slow one is inspired by a folk song named Doina, which is it's very well known in Eastern Europe. A lot of other countries have it: Bulgaria, Ukraine, Macedonia. and it's mostly vocal and monophonic and is sung in solitude to ease one's soul. Um, a lot of the themes for the doina are melancholy, longing, and for love for nature. And the fast section of each of these caprices is inspired by a folk dance called hora, and basically it's very famous at weddings. People hold hands, they're in a big circle, and they usually go counterclockwise, and there's a sequence of 3 steps forward and 1 back, and it's very fast, and everybody's spinning around. And in addition, the instruments in the ensemble are violin, viola sometimes, hammer dulcimer, and the double bass. So I hope you guys are going to enjoy both of these caprices. Thank you so much. And now I would like to invite back my husband so we can play some more beautiful music for you.
Woo!
Yeah, that sounded great.
Wonderful. We had a question, Tanya and Silvio. What is it like? You both are married and your partners in music. What is it like to make music together and perform together in that capacity?
Uh-oh.
Terrible.
Would you like to go first?
It's terrible. No, no, it's hard, right?
It is really hard just because there's a lot of compromising, and we're both a little bit stubborn, but at the same time we learn how to let go of things, and it gets to be really inspiring and really rewarding. This past week we haven't actually played together in a while, but this was a great opportunity, for us. And this past week, it reminded me how great it is to play together. And 'cause sometimes, we just like look at each other and we know what we mean. So it's great. We love it. We love it.
All right. So we're gonna play a piece now. It's called Cantabile, and it's for violin and guitar, and it's by Niccolo Paganini. Niccolo Paganini is a very well-known late 18th century, early 19th century violin virtuoso. He used to be the real showman. He used to have a blade on his right, on his
Yeah, and he would cut his strings,
on
and
his
then at
sleeve, and
the end he would get to play only on the G string to show how great he was.
yeah, because that was all he had left. Like little by little, he would
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
slice one up, and
He
people
would
would be
break
like,
all
"Oh
the
my
strings.
God, how can he see? He's still shredding." And then boom, another one and another one. How many strings does he have? So he and then Liszt, actually, the pianist, were the first real showmen of the classical world. Not a lot of people know that Niccolo Paganini was also very, very famous for his guitar playing, and he was just as much of a guitar virtuoso as he was on the violin. And in fact, he wrote most of his music, most of his arrangements, and kind of whenever how he thought of music and writing music was through the guitar, and with he helped himself with the guitar because it's a harmonic instrument as well. So guitarists can tell if we're looking at the score a little bit, just kind of by the voice leading and kind of the voicing that he uses here and there. Not for everything, but you can definitely hear it in there. So we're gonna play. Without further ado, we're gonna play the Cantabile by Niccolo Paganini for violin and guitar. All right. So from Italy, we go to Argentina.
I guess so.
I guess there's a lot of Italians in Argentina. So we're gonna play three out of the four movements of Histoire du Tango, History of the Tango, by the Argentinian composer Astor Piazzolla. Now, Astor Piazzolla was probably heard of him. He was an amazing bandoneon player, which is this little accordion-like instrument, but with buttons rather than keys, like a piano would have, or like a regular accordion, right? White and black keys. This one had just like little buttons, and man, he shredded that thing. It was he was just a virtuoso on it. If you haven't seen or heard that, just Google Astor Piazzolla and try to see if you see something live, because it's just amazing live. And actually, Astor Piazzolla revolutionized tango music in Argentina, which he was very much hated for that initially, and then now people love him for it. He literally transformed it. Very similar in a way to how like people hated Paco de Lucia when he transformed flamenco, and the purists were really trying to stay traditional, and he took it to another level. And first everybody hated it, and now everybody's like, wow, what a genius, So amazingly so, Astor Piazzolla did the same thing with tango, and actually he wrote these four pieces, I think, while studying with Nadia Boulanger, and in Paris, and then also he had heard the famous Assad guitar duo, the Assad brothers, play a concert actually in Paris, and he was, I guess, conflicted between the modern music and the music of his country that he was transforming, and basically this is the result of that. So there are three movements: fast, slow, and fast. So the first one is called Bordel 1900, the second one is Cafe 1930, and the last one is called Nightclub 1960. So we'll play them right in that order. Sometimes we play the fourth one too. It's usually, for us, I think it's a little bit anticlimactic. So it kind of, it's not such a big ender, I think. So a lot of times we avoid playing that one. But it's a beautiful piece on its own nonetheless. It's just that the third movement is more of an ender. Anyway, we're going to get to playing. This is Bordel 1900 by Astor Piazzolla. playing these pieces.
Oh, me too.
Okay, so now we're on to Cafe 1930. So this one is the slower movement. And last but not least, we're going to do the Nightclub 1960. We're going to take you to the club, nightclub of 1960. Are you ready?
The imaginary club of 1960.
The Corona nightclub 1960.
Ooh.
That sounds bad, right?
Yeah, I don't know if I want to go there.
Definitely don't go there. You ready? Here we go. Oh, actually, right before we get started, since this is our last piece that we're going to play, we'd like to say a thank you to Matt for having us
To the Riley
and
Center
the Riley Center
and the Ocala Symphony
what a
and
great initiative.
everybody else you guys, who
Yeah.
worked really hard today to
Thank
have
you for
us
working
here.
so hard, and thank you for putting on the show. And what a great initiative this is. And I think it's
We'll
great
be watching the next ones.
in these times, right? We will.
Yeah.
Okay, here's Nightclub 1960 by Piazzolla.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you.
And thank you all. Thank you so much for spending your evening right here with us here on the Riley Digital stage. What was so cool is to see everybody commenting online and sharing how they felt. And what is so cool is that the way you guys felt at home is the way we felt here listening to the music. And that is the power of music. So amazing. I want to take this opportunity to again thank our supporters, Ocala Recreation and Parks, the Marion Cultural Alliance, the Riley Arts Center Board of Directors, and viewers just like you. Also, please remember that tonight's featured restaurant is La Cuisine. Please visit their website, visit their Facebook page. They are really promoting their to go, they're promoting curbside, they have 50% off their bottles of wine. And then, right now, tomorrow at 5 p.m., we'll be right back here on the digital stage with Ocala's own Left on Broadway. You can find out more about them and see the rest of our lineup at rileyartcenter.com/live. Our lineup is growing daily and our website is continually being updated, so make sure you stay tuned. And again, if you like what you saw tonight, please make sure you visit our website and make a donation. Thank you so much for being here and have a great night.